recognized that there was a challenge in measuring overall experiential events, setting baselines for what is to be expected, and a disconnected consumer experience, either using separate systems, which would silo data, or just generally disconnected in terms of the overall consumer flow. So the idea was to create a software platform that connects it before, during, and after events and provides measurement at every single stage.
We did acquire Meshh in June of 2021. What it did for our clients is sort of fill in the top of the funnel, where we're able to measure attendees all the way down to attribution. The Meshh software itself is a spatial analytics software, so it anonymously measures the movement of people in spaces. And we're able to discern a number of things that our clients were trying to understand as well. So they wanted to understand what individuals do on site at the activations themselves, what they were interacting with, what resonated the most, and then able to use it, for ROI to understand, the number of conversions and the number of people who, were able to then buy something from that point. For us, it was something that we wouldn't have been able to develop ourselves. Great team, a great company with a lot of velocity, and that's why we acquired them. So our market is a global market. We're a Canadian company with a large footprint in North America, but we're also in Australasia, Europe. And so the next region that made most sense for us was the Middle East, and specifically Dubai. And for us, Dubai is a place that's forward-thinking and understands the value of companies outside the region. And so for us, it was a great jumping off point for the rest of our journey. We can cater to any company, doing experiential marketing. We do have some strong verticals in North America, such as automotive and financial services, as well as CPG. In terms of verticals that we want to expand into, sky's the limit.
Experiential marketing has a huge expense to it, and everyone sees the value in connecting the consumer experience and connecting the brand through a good time, essentially. But it's always been very difficult to measure those experiences and really determine the ROI of that. So being able to put metrics in place and at a very minimum establish a baseline for what's expected or what we should be achieving for these types of events, and the Limelight platforms help with that.
But when we were initially approached by the seed group, we were really intrigued by the business model and the fact that it actually is a true partnership. And so for us, that's what we're looking forward to. Someone who understands the region intimately, who has the intimate connections in the region, and who understands the value of Limelight and what it can bring to the region. As I said earlier, Dubai, we believe, is extremely forward-looking. It's great to be here during Expo, where we're getting a little glimpse of the future. Also, in terms of events, Dubai is a place with thousands of events are held every year. And I think, too, the marketers in this region would appreciate being able to use a tool to help them scale those events as well as measure them effectively.
Dubai is one of the fastest growing and diverse economies in the world, while being one of the global hubs for experiential marketing and events. So it makes sense.
But we think right now that there isn't anyone else sort of servicing, that side of the market. So in Dubai, this will be something net new, and I think, extremely exciting, especially for event organizers, but, specifically with our spatial analytics, also sports sponsorship and the measurement of that. So there is a number of use cases that are underserved in Dubai right now, which we're hoping to fill. In general, on the spatial analytics, retail is another sector that we have a lot of business in globally. As we'd mentioned before, sports sponsorship and events. On the Limelight side, Ian, do you want to mention a few?
Really, anytime there's a face-to-face connection and there's an importance of the consumer experience, as well as perhaps a large purchase item or a large lifetime value of the customer. Those types of companies, whether it's a financial institution or automotive or power sports, all sort of fit the same formula.
Our ultimate mission, especially in this region, is to help experiential marketers. $700 billion a year is spent on experiential marketing, and it's the last piece of marketing that's not measured. And we think, as a forward-looking part of the world, that's something that ultimately will appeal to marketers. And with the partnership with the Seed Group, it should allow us to find market penetration a lot faster than should we do it on our own.